It's a beast of a dog abandoned by the whole world. But when I saw it for the first time, I decided to contract it as my first spirit pet. The passersby on the street all sighed and said I was a big fool. Even the boss selling spirit beasts next to me mocked me, saying my intelligence was as low as that of the Galehound. Upon hearing this, I just smiled and remained silent, instead selling all my family belongings to exchange for a Bloodline Awakening Gold to activate the hidden bloodline within the Galehound. Just then, students from the same school as me emerged from the pre-sale store, accompanied by a black mist-covered leopard, the corpse of the red-eyed Black Panther. Advanced bloodline pre-sale. The evolution prospects are quite good. See that? The pre-sale I contracted is the red-eyed Black Panther. 3 days later, the national entrance exam. Even if I close my eyes, I can still pass and enter the Ling Academy. Ling Academy, the most famous pre-sale academy in this city. You contracted a Galehound, originally thrown away by the spirit beast shop owner, and you're treating it like a treasure. Facing Suja's ruthless ridicule, I remained indifferent. You said the Galehound is trash. I guarantee that in 3 days, during the national entrance exam, you will realize how ignorant you are. Suja's smile carried a sense of arrogance. Then tell me, which Spirit Beast Academy are you planning to apply to with your Galehound? Just then, a system prompt sounded in my mind. Ding. Accepted to the Azure Dragon Academy. Reward: 1 Dark Attribute Fusion Crystal. I lowered my head, the bangs covering my forehead concealing my smile. I'll apply to the Azure Dragon Academy. Suja, a hunting nymph, almost fell over. You want to apply to the Azure Dragon Academy? Are you serious? I remained silent. Damn, are you serious? Are you out of your mind? Since the advent of the apocalypse, the invasion of demonic beasts, the civilization of spirit beasts has experienced a history of 300 years. In these 300 years, hundreds of spirit beast teacher academies have been established nationwide, but only 4 spirit beast teacher academies are known as Genius Havens: the Azure Dragon Academy, White Tiger Academy, Vermilion Bird Academy, and Black Tortoise Academy. The 4 academies are collectively known as the 4 Great Academies. Students who can enter these academies are geniuses among geniuses, and can even be described as prodigies. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I returned to the high school campus, and immediately attracted the attention of the entire school. Wherever I went, everyone was discussing and pointing at me. Is this kid crazy? He's not even qualified to clean the toilets at the Azure Dragon Academy. I heard he contracted a Galehound, and wants to apply to the Azure Dragon Academy with it. I couldn't hold back my laughter. A middle-aged man wearing glasses approached me. He was Lu Kai, Xiao Sinu's homeroom teacher. What are you doing? Biting off more than you can chew by applying to the Azure Dragon Academy. You'll make a fool of yourself and embarrass the whole school. Teacher Lu, I've already filled out the application form. Lu Kai glanced at the application form, his expression turning grim. Not only did you apply to the Azure Dragon Academy, but you also chose not to accept transfers. Upon hearing this news, all the onlookers burst into mocking laughter. Not accepting transfers? This guy is really something. This dude is finished. After failing to enter the Azure Dragon Academy, he won't be able to go to any other Spirit Beast Academy. I'm afraid this kid will be the biggest joke in this year's national entrance exam. At this moment, a charming girl walked up to me. Jiang Lina, the school flower of Jiangnan High School, and my girlfriend of 2.5 years. Right now, Jiang Lina's face showed no warmth, only coldness and disdain in her eyes. Let's break up. I showed no emotional reaction. Jiang Lina was somewhat surprised. I didn't expect you to be so calm. Do you know why I'm breaking up with you? Because you think I'm embarrassing? You think I'll be the biggest joke in this year's national entrance exam? I stated calmly. That's right. Your family has no money or influence, and you've contracted a low-grade Galehound. You even want to apply to the Azure Dragon Academy. Let me tell you, a sparrow cannot become a phoenix, and a water snake cannot become a dragon. As a clown like you, you're not qualified to be my boyfriend. Ignoring the 2.5 years of friendship, Jiang Lina publicly humiliated Xiao Sinu, and walked away. The surrounding students were all laughing at me, seeing me as a joke. Being belittled by the homeroom teacher, mocked by classmates, and dumped by my girlfriend, I was curious about what kind of faces they would make in 3 days. I laughed inwardly, muttering to myself. Time passed quickly, and 3 days later, the national entrance exam was about to begin. All exam candidates from Qinfeng City, please enter the venue. Looking across the entire dragon country, Qinfeng City is an inconspicuous small city. There are only 3,000 exam candidates, but each year, only less than 100 can be admitted to this academy. At this moment, a huge and precise instrument stands in the center of the square. This is the instrument used to test the candidate's spiritual power. And there was an interesting phenomenon in the square, because schools like the Longa Academy and the Guoyu Academy, with lower specifications, had the most candidates, so the crowd gathered there. As for prestigious schools like the Ling Academy, there were fewer candidates, scattered around. As for one of the 4 major academies, the Azure Dragon Academy, there was only 1 candidate in the entire Qinfeng City. So at this moment, I was still facing the invigilator from the Azure Dragon Academy, Chen Qianyan, with a heavy tobacco scent emanating from him. But he was an outstanding instructor from the Azure Dragon Academy, as seen from the 5-star badge hanging from his chest, indicating indicating his rank as a 5-star spirit beast master. Chen Qianyan and I faced each other, the atmosphere somewhat awkward. "Xingyu, right?" the Invigilator greeted me. "Good afternoon, Mr. Chen," I replied. The Invigilator chuckled and shook his head. "You're the only candidate from Qingfeng City who applied to our Azure Dragon Academy. In the past 5 years, there have been only 8 candidates in total, and they were all admitted without a doubt. And even if these 8 candidates failed to be admitted, they could still go to other academies." The Invigilator's intention was clear. He hoped I would back down, but I was determined. "Mr. Chen, I will become the first candidate from Qingfeng City to be admitted to the Azure Dragon Academy." Chen Qianyan sighed. Our Azure Dragon Academy only cultivates the elite among the elite. Do you understand that you're not among the elite?" I replied confidently. "I'm ready, Mr. Chen." Chen Qianyan reminded me. "Xiao Xinyu, I have to inform you that the admission criteria for our Azure Dragon Academy are quite strict. The agility value must reach 800, and the quality of the pre-sale bloodline must not be lower than elite quality. Usually, a spiritual power value of 300 to 500 is considered the passing line. Exceeding 500 is regarded as talent, but the passing line for the Azure Dragon Academy spiritual power value is as high as 800. Throughout the history of Qingfeng City, there has never been a candidate with a spiritual power value exceeding 800. He intended to discourage me. "Even if you say so, I won't give up," I replied. "Let's get started then." Chen Qianyan nodded. "Okay, the assessment begins." Candidate Xiaoxinyu's first test, spiritual power test. I approached the spiritual power testing device, and placed my right hand in the sensing area of the device. Then I activated the spiritual power within me. I did as instructed, while the onlookers ridiculed me. Mocking voices never ceased. I took a deep breath, and mobilized all the spiritual power within my body. The numbers on the display screen began to fluctuate. It surpassed 300. No one expected that. This guy's spiritual power would reach the passing line. Rest assured, he won't break through 400. Why did it suddenly jump to 500? Haha, he won't break through. Surpassing 600, and I'll eat live. Damn, 600. Holy crap, the spiritual power is still rising. In just 10 seconds, Xiao Sinyu's spiritual power had surpassed 700. To note, 700 spiritual power is already the admission standard for top pre-sale academies nationwide. 800, it really broke through 800. This guy is going to defy the heavens. What's terrifying is that the spiritual power value is still rising. It's unbelievable. Is this testing device broken? Chen Qianyan had been staring at the display screen of the testing device, his expression subtly changing. Oh my, it broke through 900. Finally, my spiritual power value stabilized at 1208. Xiaoxinyu's spiritual power value is 1208, Chen Qianyan announced. The audience was in shock. It's a staggering number, making everyone dumbfounded. I remained expressionless, as everything went according to my expectations. My eyes are the eyes of a demon god, with inherent spiritual power enhancement, and the ability to absorb negative emotions from the world, boosting spiritual power. A staff member approached Chen Qianyan. Mr. Chen, there's something to report. The testing device for Xiaoxinyu just had a small problem, so Chen Qianyan narrowed his eyes. So what? The actual spiritual power value of Xiaoxinyu is 1212. Chen Qianyan's pupils contracted. He looked at me again, not far away. This guy's spiritual power value is actually higher than that genius from the Yi family. After 2 points of shock, Chen Qianyan instructed the staff not to disclose the issue with the testing device to the public. This isn't good, Mr. Chen. Our words don't count anymore at the Azure Dragon Academy. The staff member dared not offend the Azure Dragon Academy, and could only respond in a low voice. Chen Qianyan adjusted his mood, and announced the start of the second test, the pre-sale bloodline quality test. All eyes turned to me once again. Candidate Xiaoxinyu, please summon your hell beast.